Hello, 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 Facebook. Hello, Periscope. Hello, hello, YouTube. Right, you all come in. YouTube, I had this microphone set up, so hope you all can hear me well. Hello, Rob on Facebook as you all are coming in. Hello, Miranda. Periscope. Hit the like and share button. They're already doing it. Facebook is already on point of sharing some digital love. 𝒞𝓇𝑒𝒹, Harper. What's going on? Hello, hello, Periscope, Periscope. You all share this video. Thank you for the hearts on YouTube. Hello, Angela. Thank you all for the hearts. Can you all hear me on YouTube? This is what I want you all to do too on YouTube. I want you to make sure you subscribe to this video, right? Subscribe to my channel, right? Hit the thumbs up. Thank you, 𝒞𝓇𝑒𝒹. Like the video, Facebook. Antonio, thank you for the digital love. Antonio, I probably will be sending you an email as soon as I'm off broadcast live. Got everything completed for you today. Thanks for the digital love. So just let me adjust this. Sorry about that, YouTube. My arm in your way. Hold on for 1 second. Let me adjust this because I'm on all these platforms. So it's a certain way I want this to look. Okay. All right. So I want to discuss qualifying. Thank you for the digital love. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the digital love. Man, look at me at Periscope. My Periscope audience is building as well. Thank you for the hearts and the digital love on Periscope. And so it's two topics in particular. Well, not two topics, but it's going to fall under the same topic of qualifying. Two of the most common questions that I receive is qualifying for, thank you so much, 𝒞𝓇𝑒𝒹, business credit, qualifying for business credit, and mortgage loan, right, FHA loans. And so, a lot of people don't know the preliminaries, right, of business credit and the power of using your business credit, or your personal credit rather, to obtain business credit, right? Or why you need to use your personal credit to obtain business credit. Now, when I'm referring to business credit, I'm not referring to business loans, right? Particularly business credit cards, business credit cards. And business credit cards because it's unsecured, meaning that you don't have to have proof of income, right? Also, you can use your estimated income, especially if you have a business project. So estimated income is income that you may predict or estimate that in the future you will earn, even if you're not even at the point of earning that income yet. So again, I have so many people live on my YouTube channel, but no likes, no thumbs up. So you all want me to, thank you for the digital love. Give me 1 more second to adjust this. Okay. So YouTube, if you want me to stay live on the platform, I'm going to need more thumbs up. Still got 1. Need more thumbs up, YouTube. Periscope, Facebook is done well of showing digital love and giving the hearts. So YouTube, need you all to participate, right? So give me some more thumbs up, and hey, we'll finish this video. So how's everybody doing on this Tuesday? Hello, IG. So let me set up IG. All right. So let's get right into the topic, right? Come on, give me some more thumbs up on YouTube. Some thumbs up. Thank you for the digital love on Instagram. Business credit, right? Just how powerful is it? why should you strive to get it? For financial freedom or financial independence or more financial independence? Is it the right fit for you, right? Is it the right fit for you? Thank you for the digital love. And so, in short, business credit will be the right fit for you, right? If you already have a side hustle or a business idea, a business concept in mind, or if you just, you want to obtain some financial freedom, you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, and actually business credit, it would allow you to get more capital to invest, to have those goals with in a shorter amount of time, right? For example, if you can get one business credit card for $25,000, then ask yourself, how much could you save? $25,000. How long would it take you to save that amount? Working your job, working your 9 to 5, or even with all of your side hustles combined. So it's very creditable to want business credit. They have many benefits. It has much benefits. You can get business credit cards, for example, that don't even report. It doesn't report to your personal credit report, right? So that means that you can use credit cards to invest in things, assets, things that will bring you money back in return. And those purchases, that debt, will not show on your personal credit report. The key is, however, is knowing what cards to get and what cards don't report, right? Thank you for the thumbs up. Let me get this on YouTube. So that's the key. That's the strategy. That's what you want to do. And so there's some of the advantages of using your personal credit to obtain these business credit cards is that not only will some of them, and I'm saying some of them because you have to know which cards don't and which cards to apply for. Some of them do not show on your personal credit report. Number one. Number two, you use them to bring or purchase assets, things that'll bring you money, right? Not take away money. And number three, you get larger credit lines than what your personal credit cards would offer, right? Okay, Steph, and I did receive your email on YouTube. I did receive that email today. You sent your notarized information, so we will be working together soon, right? And so the advantages of using your personal credit is now you don't have to have a lot of financial documentation. You don't have to have documents of proof of income when you get approved for business credit cards. You don't have to bring maybe your end of year statements in, or what your business is producing as documentation, right? So you use your personal credit to get these things. So if a lot of people are telling you that you can build business credit without using your personal credit, then they are speaking of vendor cards or accounts that may or may not be beneficial to you. And what I mean by that is sometimes business gas cards, maybe Home Depot business card, Lowe's cards. If you're in the real estate world, that will be beneficial to you to start, but the process is longer, right? It takes a while to build your credit to that point where you don't have to use your social, but you only use the business EIN, the employer identification number. So I won't get into the logistics of, incorporating, which you should, if you want to have a business credit, because you get taxed higher, right? If you're doing your side hustle and you're a sole proprietor, right? Thank you for the digital love on Periscope. So you get taxed at a higher tax bracket, and you really limit yourself when you, a lot of people with side hustles will say, well, I won't report this income, I'll keep it to the side, but you really limit yourself to the amount of money that you could be earning in the business. because you only get to a certain level, right? You can only get to a certain level of income by being a sole proprietor or not reporting, because now you limit your ability to get the bank's money or to get capital. So just some things that I want you to look out for, whether you're trying to get business credit or you're trying to get approved for a FHA a mortgage insurance loan, because now you want to become a homeowner. But let me do this one thing before I forget. You all know that I'm a coach and a teacher, so I told my student, one of my students that had these shades on, that I will wear them. It look kind of cool for one of my live videos. So I want to keep them on long. Thank you, Periscope, for the digital love, but I did want to show him that I will wear them temporarily so I can see. So let's first get started off with bankruptcy. Right. Someone on Periscope said they're nice. Thank you so much. And how bankruptcy can affect. All right, I have the 𝒞𝓄𝓒 emoji on Facebook. Yeah, I tell you, kids would give you life, man. They would give you life. They would keep you going and keep you enthusiastic. So I'm doing this for the kids, right? But let's talk about bankruptcy and how they will affect you, with not only from obtaining business credit, but FHA loans. Now, on the flip side, right, with business credit, if you have bankruptcy, it does not matter how old it is, right? That's a disqualification from the beginning for business credit cards, right? And we know that bankruptcy can last on your credit report for up to 10 years. So these are things you need to think about and consider if you ever want to get into the business credit world. Now, when it comes to FHA mortgages and things of that nature, with an FHA mortgage, then 3 years after the discharge, right? 3 years after the discharge, and then you can qualify for a mortgage loan, right? So some other things, late payments. If you're trying to get an FHA loan or business credit, right? You want to ensure that you do not have any late payments, especially for a mortgage, within 2 years, right? 24 months, 2 years. For business credit, however, it's 48 months. No late payments within 48 months. So someone on YouTube asked, what does your personal credit need to be at, right? So, and then I'm gonna break this down, and we'll discuss this as well. Your second thing for both FHA and business credit is your debt ratio, right? Your debt ratio needs to be 30% or lower. Anything 10%, right, or lower is great. It's wonderful. So you really want to aim for the 10%, because when applying for business credit or FHA loans, creditors want to know that you are a person that can handle credit well, and you can keep low debt ratio on accounts. So if you have credit cards, for an example, I'm getting the 𝒞𝓄𝓒 emoji. Should I take them off or leave them on? Am I distracting you all? I'm doing this for my kids at the school, getting the cool face emoji. So let me try to keep them on for just a little while, then I get back to the serious look. And so you want to have accounts, in particular your credit cards or your charge cards, the balance is 30%, preferably 10% or lower. So for example, if you have a $5,000 credit card, you definitely want to keep that balance $500 or less. All right, Facebook said my shades are fine, right? Okay, thank you so much. I'll keep them on. And so you definitely want to have those debts and balances paid down. Now, this is some of the questions and things that people may wonder, well, where can I get the extra cash flow or the money to pay down the debts, right? And sometimes we listen to Dave Ramsey. He talks about getting second jobs. What people don't understand is that second jobs keep you in a higher tax bracket. And we know that the name of the game to free up you financially, right? Is to lower your taxes, because for every $1 that you earn on a job, if you are a W-2 employee, you only bring 70 cents of that home, because about 30% is getting taxed, right? And so I have what I call my W-4 wealth strategies that, if you are gainfully employed, will help you find an additional $200 to $800 a month. And usually that's all people need. Thank you for the digital love on IG. Not to file bankruptcy is an additional $200, $500 of additional cash flow. And so once you get that additional cash flow through the W-4 wealth strategies, it can help you pay down some of these debt that you do have, without taking away time from your family, without working overtime, without needing to work a promotion, right? In order to pay down these accounts at 30%, if you have high debt ratio, especially starting with your credit cards, charge cards accounts. Now, you need at least 1 to 3 of primary credit cards already shown on your credit report. And these primary credit cards need to have at least a $5,000 or higher credit limit, right? You need and what I mean by primary credit cards is I'm not talking about a charge card, right? I'm not referencing to a department store card. I'm referencing to American Express, Discover, Visa, some type of major MasterCard, major credit card with a $5,000 or higher credit limit, right? And that balance or the debt on that credit card needs to be at least 10%. So if it's at $5,000, at least $500 or less, right? So you want at least 1 to 3 major credit cards. So a lot of times that's why I consult people and I tell them, if they're at the stages of rebuilding their credit, that you may need to start off with, thank you, Chase, Citi Card, Bank of America, Mr. Richardson. Thank you so much on YouTube. Might need to take my shades out so I can see the comments. But exactly, Chase, those are major credit cards as well that will fit into that category, right? Have a major credit card, $5,000 or more credit limit, and they need to be primary. They need to be primary. Now, when I first got approved for my first business card, someone did add me as an authorized user, but I had major credit cards, but the limits were $5,000. So by them adding me as an authorized user, they had a $10,000 credit limit, and that $10,000 credit limit allowed me to, the business credit cards will match. They will match your highest credit limit. And this person had it was a personal AU that added me on. They had a very high credit limit and low debt ratio. And so my business cards was approved right at that $10,000 credit limit to begin with. Then I made some more moves and I got higher personal credit cards, credit limit. One of my highest one that I first initially got added on was Navy Federal for $25,000. And then I got some more high personal credit limits. And then when I applied for business credit cards again, my limits began to be at $25,000 as well. So you need to look at your personal credit limits, have the low debt ratio, because more than likely your bank credit limits will match or mirror that, right? And so no bankruptcy. Even if you have bankruptcy for a FHA, you can apply for a FHA loan, but you will have to wait 3 years after the discharge to qualify. With business credit, you can have no reportings of bankruptcy at all, right? Again, no late payments 4 years or older, no open collections, right? Did you all know that? YouTube, you all need to give me some more thumbs up. No open collections accounts to qualify for business credit, right? You don't want to have open collections account, but paid collections are fine. And I made a statement in one of my previous videos that oftentimes, if you have been paying on a collection for years and you've been paying it successfully, removing that paid collection from your credit report, because 35% of your credit score is calculated by payment history. So removing that paid collection, which has good payment history, will be more damaging to your credit report than helpful. But if it's just a collection reporting and it's not paid, it's not a paid collection, you have not been paying on it, then you definitely want to get those deleted from your credit report. And there are better ways to get those deleted than to negotiate for a pay for delete. You can get those deleted without negotiating pay for delete, right? Because the debt collectors also have to have proof before they collect from you that all your documentation is on file, that they should have once they purchase your debt. And if it's a medical collection, right? If it's a medical collection, then they may be in violation. 9 times out of 10, they are, of your privacy, right? Of your privacy, of your medical treatment concerns or whatever medical charges that was administered to you to receive the medical bills that you receive. So, okay, I'm getting some messages. And so that's also called violation of HIPAA laws, which is the Health Insurance Privacy Accountability Act, right? So medical collections are really, really easy, not only to get deleted off of your credit report because of that privacy breach, but they are also, once validated, right? Once you request for validation, oftentimes they are not legally obligated to collect from you because they have to produce original documents, and those original documents breach your privacy, right? So that's why you need to make sure you get the right consultation, the correct consultation before you enter to any type of negotiation with any type of debt collectors. So hello from California. Hello from California. No recent late payments. Inquiries are hard pulls on your credit report, right? And so you don't want any recent hard pulls on your credit report. How do you know the difference between a hard pull on your credit report and a soft pull, which won't damage your credit report? Hard pull often comes in the form of offers where hard pulls will come in the form of offers where you have to supply your full social security information number, right? And so while you're shopping or while you are going, maybe to a department store, they ask, hey, would you like to apply for credit? It's a possibility that you can get 20% off your entire purchase. Well, allowing them to pull your credit and apply not only for FHA loans or in business credit, if you have more than 5 over 2 years, will automatically disqualify you. And people that average over 800 credit score, they usually have 0 or 5 or less pulls on their credit report. So even when you're going shopping for vehicles, right, you want to ensure you just don't allow the salesman or the people at the car lot to say, hey, let's see if you qualify first before you test driven the car, got an idea what the price range would be. Because even when you're mortgage shopping and vehicle shopping, you get, it's called like shotgun, pulls on your credit report, where one pull will equivalent to multiple inquiries reporting on your credit report. Sometimes 5 or more, or in one pull. So you definitely want to be careful. You definitely want to use strategy when you're allowing people to just pull your credit report. Because also under the law, under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, no company, business, or organization is supposed to pull your credit report without a firm offer, right? A firm offer of credit approval. So, you need to watch that with precaution and be aware of that. And so you want your score range to definitely be a 680, 720 is better. You can get business credit cards. The advantage of them, like I said, thank you for the digital love. If you know the strategies and apply for the correct ones. Now, some business cards will show on your personal credit report, and oftentimes those are not the ones that I seek, right? Because you do want to keep your personal credit score high, not only for the personal things in life, but for more business credit cards that you can apply for. But a lot of people want business credit cards because they're trying to expand their business. They like the idea of not having the debt show on their personal credit report, which will lower your credit score. And they like the idea of not always having to mix business with pleasure, meaning mixing their personal credit and personal checking accounts and money with the business side, right? And so they love that idea. It's less stress off of them, and it's also always position you to keep a higher credit score. Also, business credit cards, the monthly minimum repayment on the balance is like 1% to 1.5%. So, what that means is if you have like a $10,000 credit card and it's at a $10,000 payment, your minimum payment, right, monthly will be like $100 versus 3% on personal credit cards of whatever the balance is of your minimum payment, right? So there's always an advantage, but it starts with you knowing the repercussions of bankruptcy, not only on the business credit side, but also if you're trying to be a homeowner, right? You have to wait 3 years until that bankruptcy is discharged. And if you're trying to get approved again for a home, FHA type lending, you cannot have any negatives, late payments within the recent 2 years. No collections. Again, paid collections are fine. And then that's why people also have to be aware of student loans, because it's like a double-edged sword. Student loans are good for payment history. They're really good and beneficial. If you have them, I'm not by no means encouraging anyone to go out and get into student loan debt, right? But if you have them, oftentimes kids enter into student loan debts at an early age, at 18, and that's their longest credit history. And they're in school 4 or 5 years, so you have 4 or 5 years oftentimes of just good payment history without sometimes making payments, or whether you're in default or forbearance showing on your credit report. And so the way your credit score is highly calculated is how long have you been paying accounts on time, and how timely have you been paying them, meaning you have no late fees. So student loans have their place. However, there are some people who have astronomical high, very high student loan debt, right? And so with that student loan debt being so high, it will boost their credit ratio on their credit report. So it's all about strategies. It's all about what your goals are. And if you have a high debt ratio, meaning that if you have income of $65,000 a year, but you are in $90,000 student loan debt, that may put you in a very, very high debt ratio bracket, which makes up 30% of your credit score, right? Your debt ratio, which may disqualify you for FHA loan. But again, some people find inaccuracies on their credit report as it relates to student loans, and they are able to get those student loans deleted, which for mortgages will be very good if there are inaccuracies reporting, right? Because you have the right under the Fair Credit Reporting Act to report anything that's inaccurate, that may be not reporting 100%. You have that right to challenge anything in the balance, the notations, anything. It could be $5 off the balance. It could be some late payments reporting when your student loan was in, when it was in forbearance or deferment, and late payments reporting. So those are certain conditions and things that you can get a student loans deleted, which may help your debt ratio if the balances are really high. So happy Tuesday on Periscope. So you want to be in the 680, definitely the 720 range. You want to have 1 to 2 strong major primary credit cards. Some people ask with trade lines and AU help. Authorized users will help in a situation, again, where you have really low credit limits with your major credit cards. If the authorized user has higher credit limit, right, but you still need primary cards, strong cards, American Express, Visa, MasterCard, Citicorp, Bank of America. Am I missing anyone? Yeah, yourself. And so if having something like Open Sky, $500 credit limit, it won't help. I do recommend my Jeweler's Club in rebuilding the credit process, only because you get a $5,000 credit limit, and then that can position you, once you now start applying, whether it's Capital One or whatever, for a major credit card. If they see that you manage that $5,000 credit limit well on my Jeweler's Club, they may qualify you for a $5,000 personal credit card. So that's it. Any utilizations, if you missed something, you definitely would like to watch the replay. Just be careful with bankruptcies, because they will disqualify you not only for business credit, but up to 3 years for, if you want to be a homeowner. Just like student loans, however, bankruptcies can be deleted, right? Bankruptcies are, thank you for the digital love so much. They are inaccurate reporting. What I mean by that is they're not reported from the original source. They're not reported by the courthouse that you filed the bankruptcy from, because the courthouse also has to protect your security, right? So they do not supply this information to any of the major 3 credit agencies, and therefore they're not 100% sure that this bankruptcy reporting is accurate, which is grounds for removal. I have student loans very high. What are your recommendations when trying to gain access funds for a business? I recommend that I have my email in my profile. Reach out to me at ld@fixmycreditandcash.com. I also recommend to people, have a reason for wanting business credit, right? Because what you all do need to understand, that if you reach out to anyone that are stating that they can approve you for business credit and business funding, especially on credit cards, they are going to charge you, or there will be an investment fee of about 10% of what credit limit line amount you were approved for. So, for example, if you were approved for a $10,000 card, their investment fee may be $1,000, $25,000, $2,500. So if you get approved, for example, for maybe 5 or even vendor credit cards like gas cards, you may or may not be able to use those. If they're informing you or suggesting that you can build business credit without using your personal social, that may not be of use to you. It may be nothing you can do with vendor cards, or you may not need a Home Depot card unless you're in the real estate field, and now you have to pay them regardless for the 10% fee of getting you approved for their card, right? So be very careful, because if you don't have a plan, then I'm reading some messages come up. If you don't have a plan, then you could very easily find yourself owing $5,000 or more to business credit consultants who have gotten you approved, but now you have to find the money to pay that back before you make any investments by using business credit cards. So be very careful with that. Hey, I'm signing off on all of my platforms. My email is even on Periscope, YouTube, and Instagram. I know my email is in my profile information. I give one-on-one interaction, strategy sessions, very customized to you, to help you position yourself for business funding or just to live a better life with credit and cash flow, even my W4 wealth strategies. So it's customized dispute game plans to help you rebuild and restore, but more importantly, to revision your credit. Understanding that you can do more with your credit than go buy stuff that does not bring you any money in return, but you can purchase things, you can purchase assets that will keep money cash flowing into you all through your credit. My testimony was my very first flip house that I made 10 times the return on was used with my personal credit card, with the _�ꞌ𝓋𝑒 credit card with a $5,000 credit limit. I took a balance transfer check, negotiated with the house, with the realtor that listed the house. It was, needing some TLC, needing some renovations. Made the check out to myself, balance transfer, $5,000. They took it cash, and made my very first investment, about an $80,000 profit on that home, right? After the TLC. So if you need any customized affidavits, I tell people all the time, with do-it-yourself does not always fit your scenario. You need to know what's personalized best for you. So I do credit audits, credit consultations for a very small deposit of $50. We know your goals. The first point of contact with me, however, is via email, right? That's the first point of contact. And, my way of giving back is giving back these free videos on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you all for the digital love. So I'm signing off. No questions. You all have a great, great day. Again, my email is ld@fixmycredit and cash. And remember the LD @ is the symbol @ right? My YouTube page name, that's a great question, thank you so much, is Queen of Credit, right? My YouTube page name is Queen of Credit. YouTube, while you all are watching, so I'm signing off. Thanks, Periscope. YouTube, while you all are watching, make sure that you go ahead and hit that thumbs up. This was beneficial to you. Thanks always for joining in my Instagram and my Facebook family as well. And, again, I hope that this free content, free information help you, because you hear oftentimes the suggestions for business credit, but you don't really have any clear idea of what your profile should look like, with your personal credit, and the advantages of using your personal credit to leverage that. Like I've always stated, you can get thousands of business credit to invest, whether you're in landscaping. I'm sure you can watch the replay. I'll say this: landscaping business, bakery business, catering business, whatever it is, right? It's always best to use TBM, the bank's money, than your money, right? Especially when you're starting a business, because most businesses fail, and so you don't put your money at risk or insecurity. So, and it's just good business practices for the long run. In order to have a successful business, is not to use your personal accounts or miss business with pleasure. So, hey, I'm signing off. It's the Queen of Credit. Thanks for tuning in. You